What we're going to look at now is how to change your address at Hmrc. A lot of people forget that this is something they need to do if they are self-employed or if they have to do a self-assessment tax return. So, on we go. So, why do you need to change your address at Hmrc? Well, it's so they can find you. No. Okay, so typically it's a case of if they can prove they have issued documents to you, whether you have received them or not, tends to be a case of we've sent you this, you haven't responded, you haven't done what we've asked you to, therefore we're going to fine you, penalise you, etc. They won't really throw you in jail initially, so you've got plenty of time. But what can happen is that letters can go to the wrong address, they can be built up over months and possibly years, and you just don't realise there is this problem and it goes against your credit rating, etc. So the type of things that would happen is documents or letters will have to go to the right address in order for them to be actioned. One of the typical things is a notice to file a tax return if you're self-employed. It is a legal requirement, as far as I have been told, to notify the authorities of your address. Now, what we'll tend to find is once you have changed it, some of the Hmrc systems will automatically update. So change it as on a self-assessment tax return or your digital tax account, and it should update the address for your national insurance, income tax and child benefits, tax credits, state pension and other things that are linked to it. However, you might have to do it twice if you are self-employed and do a self-assessment tax return. One is to change it in your personal account, so your personal digital tax account, and the other one is to do it at the business account. What you must never do is make the assumption your accountant knows you have moved and it's up to your accountant to change it with Hmrc. That's not really the case. Accountants will only know you've moved if you've told them, and potentially they won't think, oh, I must change it at Hmrc. They might change it on their own internal systems, but you might have already done it at Hmrc, and then the accountant goes in and wastes their time doing it. Or you might not have thought about it and the accountant goes, oh, I don't need to do it because you'll do it. So whatever you do, if you do change your address, tell your accountant and potentially do the change of address yourself. After you've gone through this video, you'll be able to do that. Or you could ask your accountant to change it, but it might be a chargeable service because it does take time to sort of stop what you're doing, go into the Hmrc systems, change the addresses, and then come out again. Now, the accountant normally only has access to your business side, so you might find it gets changed there and it doesn't get changed on your personal tax account. So always log into your personal tax account at some stage and just check. Okay. So having said some of the places will get updated, not all systems are linked. So as I've just said, if you are self-employed or a sole trader, you will probably have to change it with your personal tax account, your business tax account, definitely have to change it with the VAT man if you are linked or if you actually have VAT, and if you are an employer, you will have to change it at the PAYE system. Yes, it would be absolutely fantastic if everything all fitted together, but it doesn't yet. So wait till they've finished their rollout of making tax digital, and then you might find everything fits together. If you're a limited company, there are more places for you to change. So it's your corporation tax account for the company. It'll be the company's house, your registration there. So if your registered office is at your home, then you'll have to change the address for that. Also the director's service office address, that's at company's house. If that is what's registered and on public view, you'll need it changed there. and also the director's personal address that Companies House hold, although that is not the address that is published on record. Again, you'll need to change it with the VAT man. If you're registered for VAT, you'll have to change it with the PAYE department if you have staff. And if you're also an employee on your own payroll, then you'll need to change your address on your own payroll system. I know it's such a time-consuming thing, but these are all the places you will have to think about if you move home. Sometimes you wonder whether it's worth moving home, really. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through a couple of examples. So you'll need to log into your own digital tax account. So here is the quick cut to it. Hopefully it should work. Otherwise, if you just Google, other search engines are available, log into your own digital tax account, you will be able to find it there. Okay, so log in, you'll enter your government ID, which is normally 12 characters long, and then your password that you set up. Now, my one takes me directly to the business tax account. Okay, so what I can do first is in the business tax account, I can then go, okay, let me change my address here. So if you go to Manage Account, you'll be able to click on Manage Account, and what will come up is your ability to view or change your account details. If you click on there, you will get the ability, it will show you, oh, what do you need to do, what do you need to do. So you're going to manage your government gateway details, so you click on here, and eventually you will see what they currently hold for you. Don't worry, this is not a real person, this is one I made up in my head. Okay, I was obviously hungry, which is why it's got Hungry Hill Sandwich Mill. So okay, so that's the current details you'll be able to go to, and what you want to do is click on Add, View or Change Contact Details. So click on there, and it goes to the very old style screen at the moment. So these screenshots were taken in March 2021. You know, if you're looking at this in a couple of years' time, these screenshots might have changed, but it will take you to the ability about yourself, and then you can click on Change Address. I do like my arrows, sorry. So click on Change Your Address. So this is the first screen on where we can change the address. So we've clicked on Change Address, and what we get up now is, well, what's your house number and your postcode? So hopefully you'll know that, given that where you're going to. Now, what you must always remember, you can only change your address if you have actually moved. You can't change it in advance. I suppose I probably should have mentioned that earlier, but hey ho. Okay, so enter your house number or name, and then it will come up, but obviously to protect the innocent, I have obviously removed this bit here, but this bit will say the address of where you are, and you would then type in when did you move to that address, and so long as it's today or late or in the past, then you're absolutely fine. And then tick the box to say that yes, you want this to be used as your main contact details, and press next. Yeah, I know I've hidden it. No. So that's where that would be. Press next. And then this is the confirmation to say, ooh, yes, we have changed your address. I personally would print that, because if they then send you some things after this date, then you know you notified them of the change of address. If they still sent it to your old one and then try and fine you for various things, you can say, here's my submission to say this is what I've done. So, but I'm an accountant. I kind of like to keep things like that. So that is changing your business address. So if you're self-employed or you do a self-assessment tax return, that's where you do it from the business side. You then want to navigate back to the front of your digital tax account, and you want to go to the bit that says now go to your view your personal account. I know it is a bit of a pain in the bottom that you have to do it twice, but if you do it twice, then at least it's definitely done, rather than just doing it either on your personal account or your business account and hoping it fixes through. So click on view your personal account. This is a real pain. Every time you go into your personal account, you have to confirm how you want to receive updates. I personally only ever want it by post. I don't want to have to keep logging into my account. You will get an email sent to you when they have posted a message to you, but you never know if you click on that link whether it was a spam email, etc. So I personally prefer to go things via the post. At least then it takes a scammer a bit harder to work to get it to me. So by post, and then click on continue. So this is taking me to my account. And what we're going to do, in my account, I'm going to go view my account. Okay. Now, obviously I've gone and faked my address and I've faked my national insurance number, so these aren't actually my details. But there is the option there under main address to change my main address. You do have the option to say where would you like to send your letters. So I, for example, at the moment could say I'm on tour, or I'm singing at Opera North. So I will base my current address up in the north, and I will put my correspondence address, which is where you change where you send the letters to my family house, which is down in the south. You can do this if you have gone abroad. So if you're now registering to say I'm actually living abroad for a couple of months, you can change your address to being abroad, but you can change where you send your letters. So you could put that at parental home, family home, your accountant's home. If you ask first, they might charge you for it, but that's what we call the correspondence address. So what we're going to do at the moment is we are going to change our main address. Be ready for some screens. Okay. So, because as the personal account, as I've said at the beginning of this presentation, you can link it, or it is linked to various aspects. Some of these are the linking. So here we got tax credits. You know, do you get tax credits? I haven't pressed the button yes because I just wanted to make this as simple as possible. If you do press yes, I'm sure there'll be plenty of other screens that come up. So at the moment I've pressed no. Do I live in more than one place? Well, no. So I've clicked no for that. Do I live in the UK? Then yes, I do. Again, this could be partly to do with if you've gone to live abroad because you've, I don't know, joined the opera in Stuttgart, but you're only there on a 6-month basis, so you could temporarily change it to Stuttgart for 6 months, but then your other correspondence address is the UK. But at the moment, we're just going, yes, I live in the UK. And then again, it asks me to sort of put in what my postcode and the house name or number, and then click on Find Address. This would normally be populated. Again, I've taken out all the data that was in there, and I haven't been imaginative and put anything back in. So, but this will populate what it thinks your address is based on your postcode and your house number or name. It will then give the option of checking the details after you've pressed continue. And then after I've pressed confirm and save, it then says your address has been changed. On this version, it does not give you any kind of submission receipt to say it's actually been changed. So all I would say is you can screen print that screen and date it, etc. Keep it somewhere on your PC, and then you've got it if there's any issue that comes out from it. So that's a very quick that's a very quick video. Any questions? Here are my contact details. And good luck. Thanks, bye.